What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I am Craig, and we're going to be going over the charts. We're going to take a look at the markets as a whole. As most of you guys know, it's what we like to do on the channel to kind of see what's going on with the markets. I'm going to show you my view of the markets, what I'm looking at. Remember, none of this is financial advice, but there are some interesting things happen. One thing I want to express in this video is that if you'll notice, every time there's been a big market crash, people are always saying invest in gold, invest in silver, and now it's invest in crypto. But what they don't talk about is every time that the markets have crashed, meaning traditional markets, right? Every time they crash, gold, silver, everything crashes right along with it. Gold and silver might not crash quite as hard, but it still crashes when the markets crash. And I do still believe wholeheartedly that we are about to witness the biggest money grab in history. Your best friend in this situation is patience. As you guys know, most of you that watch the channel, I thought we would hit the Bitcoin bottom sometime in October. I had said September, October. Obviously, that call was from 2 years ago. This may take a little bit longer. Again, patience are your best friend in the market. So let's get into it. Let's see where we're at. Looking at, let's go in here, looking at silver, right? Silver's been in this huge wedge for a long time until it breaks the 25.24 or 20.45 range. There's really nothing happening here. But once this breaks, if it breaks down, that would be the market's crashing, right? I have targets as low as $7. A big bounce area I'm looking for is around 15.6. Now, if it breaks up from here, obviously it could really moon, if you want to use that word, right, up into the $34 range. But I myself believe we are still in a massive bear market. All markets are just in a bear market rally right now. So if this does happen, I think it's going to be a long time before these markets return to these levels. Now, gold, we had talked about a long time being a triple top right here. This being a finished fifth wave and looking for our correction. This target's been about 3 years now, 1565, that I think will have a big bounce area. If that breaks, 1431. If that breaks, that means the markets are really crashing. So be careful, guys. I can't stress enough how bad this could get, right? I know everything you look at, everything looks good. The Fed isn't raising rates and blah, blah, blah. But as you guys know, I like to follow the charts and the charts alone. That's how we got the 64 top and the 69 top. I do believe it's going to be a long time before we see those highs again. A very long time, in my opinion. Do what you will. But here is the NASDAQ, right? NASDAQ, if it does continue up, I'm looking for a rejection on the bottom of this rising channel here, somewhere between 15.6 and 15.4. If we do get up that high, right, I do expect a rejection there and a continuation to the downside if we get up that high. Same thing with the S&P, looking at about 45.37 as the highest I think this could go. Right now we are teetering right at the 618 and the 65, which is a golden pocket zone. If it does hold support here, we could get a push up to this range, and that meaning Bitcoin could go up a little bit higher. But again, we'll take a look at the targets. So looking at the Dow Jones, right, if we were to kick up for one more push up, could go as high as 35.2. But as you guys know, my targets for the Dow are down in these ranges between 22 and 27. If that breaks, it could get really ugly really fast, and it would take a very long time to recover. I don't think it would be a recovery like 2020, March of 2020, it dropped fast and then just recovered up from there, right? That would get everybody psyched thinking that was going to happen again. But in reality, I think it's going to be a long time for this bear market to be over, right? Let's look at oil. So oil, this oil chart we've had for a very long time. Back before we broke over here, I had the target of 62.70, which we nailed it. And it also hit the bottom of this rising channel, right? So right now we are teetering on the bottom of this again. So if this breaks, What I'm looking for is a retest of that 62, maybe even a bounce back up. But after that, down to the $27 to $34 range. If you remember back here, it went negative 40, right? Just something to watch out for. I do believe this is where oil's headed, guys. Let's take a look at DXY. So DXY, again, got our bounce at our 105 where we were expecting. Now, if it can remain above 105, then I think Bitcoin may have topped out. And I'll show you why in the charts coming. But as of right now, it is looking like it is bullish. Going to come up and retest this trend line again around 107. Once we're able to break that and hold support, I do look for the 109 all the way up to 115 area, right? And that would be the markets coming down. Because what do people do when they get out of the markets? Meaning the markets prices go down, dollar goes up. They get into a strong dollar while the markets crash, and then they take that high dollar and they buy low price stocks and ride it all back up again. So that's what I'm looking for here. I've not changed my opinion at all. Everything is still looking like it's playing out beautifully. So this is the 10-year yield, right? Once we're able to break this dotted trend line on the top, we have a target of around 8.2%. When we broke this target here, this solid trend line, we had the target of 7%. I do believe we will, once we break this trend line up here, once we break above that 5% and actually hold for a week or so, I do believe we are on our way to 7%, possibly 8.2. And that, my friends, will raise interest rates on 30-year mortgage above 10%. The same thing I've been saying for a long time. Until mortgage rates are above 10%, I do not believe this bear market is over. If you guys are interested in trading, check out Prime
Begin
XPT.
your path to financial freedom. Gain up to a $7,000 bonus on us. Register and use promo code. Deposit and enjoy a 7% bonus. Available now. Link in the description.
By using Prime XPT, you can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 gets you 25% off your fees. Link is down below in the description. Check it out. I'll also pin a comment with it down below. But if you guys want to learn how to beat the system, I don't want to say beat the system. If you want to get financially free, trading is a great way to do it. It takes practice, it takes time, but you can make a lot of money no matter what the economy is doing. So just something to think about if you haven't. Let's take a look at the distribution schematic that we've been talking about. We may have topped here. We could go as high as this 3,700 and still be in the distribution range, right? If we bounce above this, and I'll show you in another chart why, but if we bounce above that and get support, then we could obviously go higher than that. But as of right now, this is still looking a lot like distribution and a big dump coming. Right here, here's what I'm talking about. Around that 37,100 area, right? Then this is what I would be looking for, a big rejection here. But as you can see from right now, from this top to this low, we are getting rejected on the 0.382. If we get above that 382, we could go as high. If we break this 37,000, we could come up and test that 618, which is around 48.5. I don't see that happening, but you got to remember that is a possibility. What I believe is more likely is that we're going to come down here, drop, make a new low, or at least test this bottom. But I still say, it's as crazy as it sounds, between 3,500 and 9,700. There are gaps there. The 9,700, I think, is still a very good possibility. Even 3,500 if the markets crash as bad as I think they will. So as you can see here, we have this gap that we filled at 35,320 we talked about for a long time. These are some very big gaps that are still not closed. 20,300, 11,200, and there is that 9,700 gap. We also have a gap in the 8-hour time frames at 76 and 35. I do believe these will fill. As you guys know, bubble pop patterns return back to where they began. These are the areas where Bitcoins began, right? So another way to look at it, A, B, C, D, E, and this wedge here, and the E wave would get us to that 37 and 9,700. 9,700 is a good spot, in my opinion, where I would be looking to get, actually get back into Bitcoin, right? That's opportunity. That's not doom and gloom. Few get this. A lot of people will get it later on, but few get it right now. But as you can see here, let's look at this red trend line here, right? We had a touch here, and bam, we got rejected at it right there. But we could still go up, test it one more time. But that is why I say if we get above the 37 and get support up here, we could go higher, as high as that 48.5 range, right? But as of right now, unless this is broken, I remain extremely bearish. I do believe it's most likely that we come down here, retest the bottom of this wedge, maybe get a bounce, and then break and head down to our lows. Obviously, it might not happen that fast. Again, patience is your best friend. If you're running on emotions, these markets will slaughter you. XRP. Let's take a look at this. So you can see this white trend line. We've never opened or closed a weekly candle above this trend line. And I've had these X's here for a long time. We got X'd out here. Right now, where we're at, we opened below it, right? If we can close above this, then maybe XRP is going to get our push up to, let me show you where that is, this yellow trend line. Remember, we've talked about XRP. It's just a hype cycle coin, right? All these are just hype cycles. This yellow trend line on the top is where it wicks out to if it's able to get up there. Obviously, there's a lot going around about XRP now. That's what happens when it has hype pumps, right? But it has never been able to even open or close a weekly above this white trend line. Now, if this weekly closes above there, then we could look for that 88. But as you guys know, I think here's my targets for XRP. 26 cents all the way down to possibly, if 26 breaks, that 4-cent range. As crazy as it sounds, I know I'm going to get a lot of XRP hate. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of that. Also, don't forget to smash that thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the video. I appreciate you guys swinging by and checking it out. Again, let me know what you think in the comments below. I've talked about for a few weeks now that I'll be starting live videos again, deciding whether to do it around midday or what. Let me know when you think it would be a good time to do them. We'll also go over any charts of anyone's choice down below. All right, let me know what you think, guys. I'm out of here. Have an awesome Tuesday, and I'll see you in the next one.